Well, hi there, and welcome to today. Well, let me turn the microphone on. Hi, the Healthy Happy Hour, and let me plug all this in. I had forgotten to do this, so just bear with me a second. Yeah, I didn't get all my goodies set
All
up.
right, let's start again.
Hi there, and welcome to the Healthy Happy Hour. Today we're making it's a bacon cheeseburger soup. And what am I doing here, sweetheart?
Your head is weird.
My head is weird. Thank you. My head's always weird. That's why it's a yellow hat. Anyway, today we're making a bacon cheeseburger soup. It's kind of rainy here in Northeast Georgia. Kind of a mucky day. Had a jacket on today, and I thought, what a great day for some soup. So it's a bacon cheeseburger soup, and we're looking forward to doing that. So first thing we got going, I got some water boiling. And it takes longer to do this than it does anything else. So I've got a rutabaga here, and I'm going to cut this rutabaga into between 3/8 and a ½ inch cubes. And I'm going to put it over in that boiling water. And
I have really grown to love rutabaga.
I really like rutabagas too.
It's a good replacement for potatoes.
It is.
It just is.
You know what? I really think one of my coaches under me, Vinny Livingston, who's probably watching right now, Vinny said he went down the other day to try to buy some rutabagas, and there were none there. Apparently, everybody else is finding that rutabagas are a great substitute for potatoes too. It's starting to be a very popular item. So we're going to just cut these up into little cubicles. By the way, before I forget it, let me tell everybody, we're going to be in Anderson, South Carolina tomorrow night, Chick-fil-A, 7 o'clock for a Health, Hope, and Horsepower night. You want to come talk racing? Hey, that's fine. We'll share a little bit about health and hope and horsepower and talk about that with you while we're there. We'll be at Chick-fil-A. That's on Clemson Boulevard in Anderson tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Now, that'll be the last time that we do one of our health, hope, and horsepowers on Wednesday night. So with that being said, that brings up a programming note. This program, our Healthy Happy Hour, will start switching to Wednesday at 5:15. So you can catch this before you go to church on Wednesday night, and that'll give us a chance to do our Health, Hope, and Horsepowers on Tuesday night so we don't get into church situations there. So just so you know, that's a little bit of a programming note. And again, it's sponsored by Quality Foods in the Town Plaza Shopping Center in Toccoa. You can find these great rutabagas. You can find the turkey bacon. You can find everything that we use here on this program. And many of their store brands like this, like the Food Club. That's one of their store brands, the diced Italian tomatoes from Food Club and from Quality Foods. So hang on just one more second and we'll get these going. Now, these have to cook about 15 minutes to be fork tender. We don't want them soft. We want them fork tender. Rutabagas take about the same time as potatoes would to get fork tender. So about 15 minutes in boiling water, and it's just about ready to get back to a boil. So we're going to let that go on while we do some other things. Okay, so we got that happening. And I'm just going to leave that little, you know what, I don't like leaving food. And this is a very clean stove. I just cleaned it, so we don't have to worry about that. Is it kosher to put that back in the pot?
It's fine.
Sure.
That'll be mine.
All right. So anyway, so now we're going to get something else going right here. I decided to do this in my old iron skillet. Actually, this was Mama's iron skillet, so that's something from Mama's day and age. So we're going to get our bacon crisped up. We're using turkey bacon. When you get this recipe, the recipe is for one serving, but I'm doubling, or may even be tripling. I'm doubling the recipe for us so that we have 2 servings. And let me show you something very important. Right here, a food scale. You know, nutrition and part of our nutritional plan is weighing things out. And so it's very important to have that food scale because, well, I've got the little dish on there as well. But anyway, that's 2 ounces of cheese. Can you believe that's 2 ounces of cheese?
That's great.
Isn't that unbelievable? You can have way more than you think you can, but some things you have to regulate. So we're going to regulate those things there too. Now, in the meantime, I've got heat going in the Dutch oven. That is going to be for our ground beef. Now we're using 93% lean ground beef, and I'm just going to cook these.
How much bacon are you fixing?
It's 6 strips. It's 8 strips. 8 strips of bacon. There's 4 strips for each serving, and we're going to cook that until it's Stiff?
Ready.
What do you call
I
bacon
don't
when it's
know.
stiff? Anyway,
Done.
well, yeah, done. And then we're going to crumble it up. That's going to go in our bacon cheeseburger soup. So, by the way, this is one of our lean and green recipes from our company. If you're not familiar with Optavia, you need to be. We're the #1 weight loss and health program in the nation. Do you know that we beat out Nutrisystem and Weight Watchers combined? Isn't that amazing? But since we do it through individual people like you and me, we don't do a lot of national advertising, so people don't know about it. And I tell you what, we are looking for business partners. This has been such a great month. We've gotten so many new people that have signed up. We need help, so we need you to partner with us. If you're interested in making some money with very little work involved, I've never seen anything like it. A lot of people say network marketing. Oh my goodness, they have a bad connotation about it. They think it's something it's not. It's not multi-level marketing. It's not pyramid scheme. It's not that kind of thing. Whatever you think about that, that is just not what it is. It is network marketing, which is all the rage. You know, since the pandemic, let me put it since the pandemic, we've all gotten used to doing things on Zoom and things on phone and things on Facebook now because we were inside so much. It has changed the face of business. We can do business without going brick and mortar stores, without going door to door to do things. We can do it now over the phone. It's just unbelievable what you can do with your business. By the way, many of you have asked how Debbie's doing. I know I'm on a prayer session with a lot of ladies every morning, and they always want to know how Debbie's doing.
I'm coming along. That's
Yeah,
all I can
she's
say.
doing well. She's had some really good days. Had a few bad days mixed in too, but pretty good days for the most part. So all is well. So we're tickled with that. So now we're waiting on our bacon to crisp up. I guess that's what I was looking for. Crisp. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah.
More of those rutabagas are going to town.
Yep, the rutabagas are. And all these things will be just about ready all at the same time. Now, all this comes together in that Dutch oven. You just put it in there until all the cheese melts. So let me acquaint you. I'm going to let these, just trying to get that to crisp up and get brown as best I can. Let me acquaint you with what else goes in here. We'll have a little beef broth that's going to go in. We've got cheese. Believe it or not, that much cheese is going in. And this is like Laughing Cow cream cheese. It is the garlic and herb Laughing Cow cream cheese. So that's going to go in. Once all that melts, once it goes in the pot and all that melts, you're done.
Quick meal.
It's a very quick meal. And of course, the tomatoes will go into it. Yeah, hearty meal, great for this time of year. I thought it was going to be much warmer. By the way, put in the comments about how was the eclipse at your house. It was kind of non-existent at our house.
Yeah, it really was.
Very, very little evidence of it. It just got a little dark.
Not even dark.
Yeah.
It was overcast looking.
It wasn't even enough to make the cat go to bed.
No.
And PJ likes to go to bed quickly. Check out PJ. Yeah, PJ needs to be on our diet program. Bless his heart.
Yeah, he's hopeless.
Yeah, he is a hopeless case. But then again, how old did we decide he was? 16,
About
17?
15.
About 15 years old. So, he's doing his thing.
Got him a new litter box, and the sides are so high that his belly turns it over when he gets in and out.
Couldn't use that litter box. We had to start all over again. I didn't have high hopes for that litter box. It's one of
Pretty Litters.
What's her name?
Martha Stewart.
Martha Stewart. I have not been a fan of many of Martha Stewart's things. Yeah,
it was free.
It was good. It was worth every penny we paid for it. It's already gone to the dump. Used it 2 days. Nothing wrong with that. It's just that PJ's fat little fanny turned it over. That was the problem.
Yeah.
So it just didn't work for our cat. Might work for your cat. So now let's talk a little bit about what's going on tomorrow night. Health, Hope, and Horsepower. We've had several folks that have showed up for those in the past few weeks. We get together. I'll buy you some chicken nuggets. I'll buy you a Diet Coke. And we'll just sit and talk. If you want to meet me and hang out and talk racing, if you want to talk hope, we'll talk how you can be saved, about Jesus Christ and offer you hope like that. We'll also talk about health if you want to talk about that. It's just a fun time for us to get together and meet and have some fellowship. So that's what we're looking to do tomorrow night. Also coming up this week, we've got a great Champ Racing show coming up. Those last few, we've started 2-hour programs now, and the last couple of programs have just had Tammy Holden and I had the latest count, 4,700 viewers from last week. That is phenomenal.
It is.
Kenny Collins and I had over 6,000. Woody Knupp and I had about 3,700, 3,500, something like that. So,
that doesn't count the listening audience.
Yeah, that doesn't even count the radio audience. That's just you folks on Facebook have done such a great job of embracing this. I'm so excited and proud to be able to extend this program to everybody on Facebook. And you get to see the behind the scenes stuff. Everybody on radio, they just hear the interviews and the music. They don't get all the behind the scenes conversation and all that good stuff. So it's a really behind the scenes look. That's a great thing about it.
Cheryl Parker's watching.
Who's that?
Cheryl Parker.
Oh, Cheryl. My goodness. Glad to have you on, Cheryl. So happy you just tuned in tonight. Who else we got watching, sweetheart?
That's it so far.
That's it? Oh, my goodness.
Everybody's a little late tonight.
Yep, I had several people who said they were definitely going to be watching, so they'll probably be on here in just a little while. Now, this bacon is still crisping. You know, it's hard to tell with turkey. The pan's
not directly on that eye.
Well, it's hard to tell with turkey bacon exactly when it's done, like it is with regular bacon.
It's not as crispy.
And you don't have all the grease that's emanating out of it. So it's a little more difficult to figure out exactly whenever it's crisp and done. Yeah, I think that needs to slide up just a little more like that.
Yeah.
Had a chance today to go to my buddy Jackie Jones. Went up there to see them today. It's always good to stop in and see somebody that's so behind you in what you do in racing or in all aspects of things. I'm just happy to be part of what Jackie Jones has got going on. So we are beneficiaries of a Ford F-150 from Jackie Jones.
Yeah.
It was so funny. One day I was at Jackie's office and I told him, I said, I'm thinking about trading in my Chevy Silverado. That's what I had at that time. And I said, I'm really interested in one of your Rams that you got next door. And Jackie looked over at his glasses at me and said, boy, you'll be in a Ford. And I said, yes, sir, whatever you say. So we are in a Ford. Jackie found us a cream puff, man. It's a used one, but he sold it originally and knew the guy that owned it and knew how well it was taken care of. And we just got ourselves an absolute cream puff. Looks brand new. It's a 2013?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's over 10 years old.
Everybody thinks it's new.
It looks brand new. Just a great, great truck.
Darlene and Claude Etheridge are watching.
Darlene, newest clients, just signed them up yesterday.
David
Darlene,
Cash is watching.
This is a great, great recipe for you. And I guarantee you, Claude's going to like this. They live on Queen Street here in Tacoma.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got a lot of friends that live on Queen Street and have in the past. David, good to see you on here. Hey, David, are you still at Patterson Pump, or have you retired or on medical leave, or what's your work situation like at Patterson Pump now? If David's still on, maybe he'll respond to that. David and I were in band together.
Were you?
Sure were. A lot of folks where I was in band with over the years.
You're going to have to chop that up. He says he's retired.
He's retired. Okay, I didn't know. I knew you had some health issues. And, it's hard for me to believe, David, that we are as old as we are.
I know.
I still think of David as being a 10th grader when I was a senior in high school, and I think of him being so much younger. I can't imagine he would be old enough to be retired, but that's the way we roll nowadays. All of my young folks, Perry Williams came and did that concert. He does the Frank Sinatra things. And I still think of Perry as this young 10th grader. And I was somewhere and somebody was talking about it. They said, I can't believe it. 65 years old. He holds notes out like he does. And I'm thinking, Perry, 65? Are you kidding me?
I know.
It's hard to believe those kind of things. All right. So we're beginning to brown really well here. I wanted to get a little browning going on.
David says he's 67.
67. Okay. Well, I knew you were a couple years younger than me, and I'm older.
You're older, right.
I'm 70 now, David. Can you believe that? 70 years old, man. Okay, so I'm going to take a couple of these out and get them ready to roll.
Chopped up.
Yeah. I'm just going to let them cool for just a minute so that I can chop them.
Well, unfortunately, they don't crumble. They're more meaty.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to crumble them. I'm going to chop them.
That'll taste good.
And that'll go on the very top. So we'll let that cool for just a minute, and I'll let the rest of those do their thing also.
Smelling good.
Yeah, smelling great. All right, and also the the rutabagas should be done. I'm going to put them in a colander and let those just drain out for future use.
Tammy Holden is watching.
Tammy, yeah, that's my co-host from last week. That's the hostess with the mostest. I told her, I think you heard. Did you hear the opening where I said she was America's favorite redhead, but the Lucille Ball folks might take homage to that. All right, in goes. I had a conversation with her dad today. I told him how much I appreciated what Tammy has done and how well she has done things here over the last little while. It's good to talk to Joe today. I've never met him, I don't think, but we met on Facebook and talked a little bit today. So now we're going to put all these other things in. The tomatoes go in with the juice. That's one thing. We don't want to drain those. We want to put them in with the juice.
You need that.
Yeah, and we're putting in, it calls for 16 ounces. That's 2 cups. I've got a 14.5-ounce can.
I think you're
so if I need to put in a little more water at the end, I will. But that is low sodium.
Beef broth.
Well, it's supposed to be low sodium. These are low sodium. Everything I try to use is low sodium as much as possible. All right, now goes in this cream cheese. This is the Laughing Cow. That's the garlic and herb cream cheese. Here goes some of this. This is Mexican 2% milk fat Mexican blend cheese, which means it's light cheese basically. It's a lighter cheese, so that's going to go in as well. So all of that is going to do its thing and melt up really nice. And in the meantime, while that's doing its thing, I'm going to come over here and take all of this out of the pan and put it here. Now remember, this knife, that is my Nakurdi knife, and that is only for vegetables, so I don't want to use that on meats. So I'll get out my regular chef's knife, and since this is all still pretty hot, I'm just going to kind of corral these up. You're
going to need your bench scrape too.
Well, I've got it. And I'm just going to try to, at least it would crumble a little bit.
Roger Murray's watching.
Roger, yeah. He is a regular tuner in. So I'm going to take these now and I'm just going to try to see if I can do just a little more crumbling up of those. I don't want too large of pieces. You don't want this to be a bite in and of itself, but you do want it kind of as a sort of a sub garnish. We're going to garnish again in a minute, but this is going to be kind of a sub garnish. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Things are melting up nicely. That Laughing Cow takes it a little longer to melt than it does the Mexican cheese.
It's so good, though. I love Laughing Cow
cheese. Isn't that going to be great? Oh, man, I cannot wait to dig into this. Yeah, the Laughing Cow is a cream cheese rather than a cheddar or any of the Mexican blends. Now, here's going to go our rutabagas. That is in place of potatoes. The recipe didn't call for this. It called for putting this over cauliflower rice. And I thought, you know what? I think what I'm going to do is make this more of a vegetable soup and put the rutabaga in it. So I kind of changed the recipe up just a little bit, but I don't include in the recipe the cauliflower rice. So that's the change that I made.
Very colorful.
Yeah, it makes it colorful and it makes it a more hearty soup. Oh, something wanted to get out there on the camera screen, didn't it, sweetheart? Yeah. So Debbie's mother has moved here now. She is living here in Toccoa with her brother Pat, and that has been an experience. They've got some things they got to do tomorrow, so we got to go spend some time with her mother tomorrow. And you know, let me say this about our nonprofit organization. We have baby dolls for dementia, and Debbie's mother has dementia, and she loves on those baby dolls. She's got 2 baby dolls. Tell them about what she does with those.
She talks to them all day.
She talks to them all day, and she thinks they're alive, and then at times she'll think they died. That's interesting.
She hasn't done that much lately.
Yeah, she thinks her baby dolls have died because they're not responding.
She thinks they talk to her.
She thinks they talk to her, and she just carries on conversations with them just like they're her real babies. It has been amazing for us to see this actually in practice. We knew a little bit about it, obviously, going into this this nonprofit organization.
And you know, she never has the need to feed them or change them.
Yeah, isn't that odd?
It is.
Yeah. All right, so now we're going to go in with our bacon bits. Always good to have a bench scraper around. You know, you'll just dull your knives doing it with knives. So the bacon is going to go in. Oh, man, this looks so good. Mm-hmm. Can't wait to give it a try, sweetheart. So while that is continuing to melt down and get good and cheesy and good and bacony, wow. I'm going to make a little bit of garnish to go on top. So I've got a scallion, and I'm just going to peel it and get it ready. If I can get that outside edge off of this scallion. Don't like that dirty part right there. We'll get that off of there and be ready to roll. Okay, so I'm going to chop this up. And again, I haven't talked about this in a while. Use the claw action. Debbie, can you get a shot of this? I'm left-handed, so you got to come over here. But as long as you do this claw thing, you got your blade of your knife going against your knuckles. You're not going to cut your finger. So if you keep that claw thing going, that's just a little tip for you. You will never chop the end of your finger off.
Jacob Andrews is watching.
Says a person who has chopped the end of his finger off. What now? Who?
Jacob Andrews.
Jacob, man, it's good to have you here. I don't think you're a first-timer on this program. That's good to see. Glad to see so many new people. I've made a lot of new friends on Facebook recently, so I'm hoping they'll all tune in.
Where does this cheese here go?
I'll show you.
More cheese.
More cheese, just a little bit of topping cheese.
I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, Debbie's all about the cheese, that's for sure. Okay, so I got everything there. This implement, when I was a little boy, Mama gave me one of these, and I played in the dirt with it. I would move dirt. I would act like I was a backhoe, and I would move dirt all day long. And I called it my super ladle, not soup ladle, but super ladle. So that was my thing, was my super ladle. So
Cody Peppers is watching.
Who?
Cody Peppers.
Cody, hey man, I hope you're doing good. I hope you're having a good season so far this year. All right, so I'm going to get one bowl ready. Now here's what I'm going to do with this cheese, sweetie.
Just sprinkle on
Just
top.
A little bit of garnish on there. How about that? It is cheeseburger, it's bacon cheeseburger soup. And it's going to be so great on a kind of a cool, overcast night like tonight. Listen, if you're in the Anderson area, if you're anywhere in South Carolina, please come join us tomorrow night, Chick-fil-A on Clemson Boulevard in Anderson. It's an opportunity for you to sit down with us and chat, have a good old time. I'll buy you some chicken nuggets. 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock at Chick-fil-A in Anderson. Remember, next week, this program will air at 5:15 on Wednesday. We're going to move this program to Wednesday. My Health and Hopi Happy Hours will move to Tuesday starting next week. But tomorrow night, we'll be at Chick-fil-A in Anderson on Clemson Boulevard. Look forward to seeing you there. I'll buy you some chicken nuggets and a Diet Coke. Come sit and we'll talk racing and whatever you want to talk about. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night. Bye-bye.